But when
They just don't want their daughters dating them?
no, when shit turns sour, they don't fuck around when it comes to the football team.
Well, I was there when it was sour, the Barnett days.
And it was
Sour?
even more sour before you fucking got there. I was there when the fucking
Talking about
Greek.
Sal?
I was there when the fucking black running back
Sal.
was collecting for the fucking Greek diner. How can an All-American running back be collecting for the fucking guy that's like a part-time mob slugger? If this guy came up to me and said, "You owe me money," I'd smack him in the mouth. Not the black linebacker. Don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about the owner of this restaurant at the time.
Yeah.
Was like a make-believe guy. Like he was like a make-believe bubblegum mobster, and he hired the running back from CU. This was way before J.J. Flanagan. That's when I was there. That was the first problem.
What years was this?
This is 87, 86 when this problem started. And then came the Canavis McGee years when he punched the guy in the head at Togo's Pizza downstairs.
Yeah.
And knocked his eyeball out. And then the J.J. Flanagan. I got into a beef one time. On Safeway on Baseline Boulevard.
Yeah.
Because he called me a spick. And the reason why the judge threw, bro, I was going to do time. I would not be here right now. It was my third felony.
Yeah.
In Boulder. I would have been
Three
done.
strikes, you're out.
And this guy said, we're throwing it out because in the city limits of Boulder, you're not allowed to use the racial slur. It's the J.J. Flanagan law.
Oh, wow.
Because he smacked the lady for calling him a nigger in Pearl Street.
Damn.
And they dropped it. Oh, yeah. Boulder had a lot of problems for a long time. A lot of problems, but they weren't racist as far as when the shit, when it was time to call them a spade, they called them a spade. That's the problem. I knew you were a fucking Jew. You know what I'm saying? Like, after I've loved you for 3 years, I'll pull the Jew card out on you, and you're like,
You son of a bitch.
you son of a bitch. Yeah, like, that's what I'm trying to say. They're not racist, so I don't
It's a
want
weird
people...
vibe, man. Don't get me wrong. I love Boulder. I love my time there, but it's a weird vibe, especially if you go to other college towns. Like, I spoke at Ohio State. They freaking live and breathe Buckeye football. You don't get that same feeling when you go to Boulder, man.
There's too much to do. There's too much intelligence. You know, the intelligence level in Boulder, if, everybody wants the helmet to be invented, the thing that they can look into your brain to see what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Like a street in Boulder without people knowing. Idiots like you and I and Lee, we're thinking about pork chops and getting our dick sucked and working out and going to a movie. In Boulder, when you see those guys walking down the street with sandals on, smoking a pipe with their stupid fucking glasses, they're thinking about the speed of light.
Yeah.
If there was a hurricane in New Mexico right now, what would the speed,
Making
that's
the
what
world
they're
a better
really
place.
thinking. I sold Subarus, and it was amazing when the questions people would come in. And I thought it was a joke. I thought they'd get together and go in there and ask these questions to the salesman. And I would ask the general manager, I'd go, listen, this guy just asked me this. And he goes, I've been selling Subarus for 30 years. Only in Boulder do they come up with these questions because they're so intelligent that this is what they're thinking about, like the ratio of the brakes. Who gives a fuck?
I bet they sell more Subarus in Boulder than probably anywhere else in the nation.
No, it's at Burt. It's Burt. Burt's the number one dealer of Subarus in the fucking world in Denver. But I think the one in Boulder and Colorado Springs is number 2 in the world.
You'll see more Subarus. Subarus in Denver is like Priuses in Los Angeles.
Why do you think I drive a Subaru? Because of my
Denver. You drive
Denver.
Subaru right now?
Since the last 20 years, because of my Denver days.
You love them.
Love them. I know how I am with a car. I know what I am with a car. I am a fucking bad luck person with a car.
Really?
My right eye is better than my left eye, so the right side of the car is always going to have dents. There's always going to be a hubcap missing, a ding in the door, something. Okay, my foot's heavy. I always fuck up the mats. I'm one of those guys. So the car that was there for me the whole time was a Subaru. The only knock a Subaru has is if you get a 5-speed, which don't exist anymore, you couldn't leave your hand on the clutch.
Why?
At the light. You know how people leave their hand on the clutch? You have to take your hand off because that's how your clutch cable went. The number one thing on the Subaru was the clutch cable because people would leave their hand
just chill it.
on the clutch. So that was the thing. This Subaru here, I love it. And I love it when it rains in California. I got to go out.
It's
at night.
rare.
And everybody else is like fucking manhandling the 5. And I'm on the left-hand lane doing 90 with my fucking
All-wheel drive.
all-wheel drive symmetrical. Because now they threw the symmetrical in that motherfucker. 4-wheel. I lived in Boulder when you went up the fucking hill. And if there was a lot of snow, you pressed the button. And the rear tires would pop up. Now, here's the thing about Boulder that people don't know. I got arrested in Boulder. I got convicted in Boulder. And I got to tell you something. Boulder is still one of the most favorite places to me in my heart.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm embarrassed to go back there. I always felt like I let Boulder down.
Yeah.
The type of guy I was raised, like Boulder, was those people very nice for me to have a machine gun.
Yeah.
And that's how I did, all drugged up, you know. But Boulder had a dark side.
What do you mean?
Like, I saw a lot of weird shit in Boulder. Like, I was just thinking about this guy a couple nights ago. I was at home by myself. My wife was out of town. And I was thinking about my man, Fred. That was the first like, I thought I was a gangster when I lived in Jersey. Like, I thought I was a gangster. Like I knew shit. Like, a guy I knew killed a guy and threw him into the fucking Hudson River. Like, I just knew shit when I was a kid. But it wasn't until I got to Aspen. Like, I was lonely, you know. I was lonely. And this girl used to always come over to the house. She used to work with the girl next door, and they all smoked pot, and one of my friends. And I would come home some days, and there'd be 8 people in my living room. And this woman, one day, she said to me, she goes, "You and my husband would get along. You should go talk to my husband." So I would go over there at night and talk to him and shit. He was like a hard dude, you know. He's ex-Marine, whatever the fuck he was. He was originally from, like, you know, the other side, Grand Junction. You know, those people ain't got no personality.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
not
saying?
shit in Grand Junction.
Yeah, they ain't dicking Grand Junction.
I haven't heard that word in forever.
Yeah, Grand Junction, you know. But this dude was just cool. He was in Vietnam, just a solid dude. He was a little older than I was. He was a bus driver. And I would talk to him, and one thing led to another. And one night we're watching Scarface. He didn't get high. His wife got high, but he didn't get high. He drank tequila and smoked cigars, you know. And we were watching Scarface. And I said something about a gun. And he goes, "Turn this off." And he said, "Move the couch." And we moved the fucking couch. And under the couch was a fucking floor safe. And this motherfucker opened it up. And out there he had the Rambo gun, the Tony Montana gun. This is 1983, guys. Yeah. He's showing me this craziness. He's showing me this utility stuff.
He waiting for an apocalypse or some shit?
He was waiting just to kill people. He was dying to kill people. What he really wanted to do, this guy, his dream, and then that's how we became friends. So he started teaching me how to shoot on Saturdays. He taught me how to shoot.
It didn't worry you that this guy wanted to kill people.
No.
See, I've been I'm the fuck out.
No. He didn't tell me himself he wanted to kill people. He wasn't creepy. He was a guy that just I could tell that he had killed before. I could tell he was in the service.
Yeah.
I could tell he didn't fuck around. I could tell he really loved America. He was just a different type of dude. But I could tell he wanted more, and he felt like he had been cheated. He was one of those dudes, and they're the most dangerous ones.
Super dangerous.
And I didn't know where this was going, Brendan. You know, he was just very nice to me. He'd just say, "What do you want to do? What do you want to shoot tomorrow?" All I had to do was pay for my bullets. So we go to the bullet store before that, and he'd tell me, "What do you want to shoot tomorrow?" "I'll shoot the 9mm with the scope. I'll shoot this with the fucking bazooka. Let me shoot this." So he'd go, "All you got to do is cover your bullets." And he'd let me shoot it, Brendan. He was very nice. I shot like 3 guns in New Jersey, at a pigeon, in a backyard. When somebody takes you shooting in Colorado, your fucking heart beats. You're out there. Yeah. He would take me like behind these fucking mountains and put up cans, and it was shovels so people could roll on the floor like you were in the service. This was fucking crazy, guys, on fucking Saturdays. And we'd spend all morning out there, and he'd tell me one thing: "I'll take your shooting, just do me a favor, don't smoke that shit." That was our deal, so I didn't get high. Everything was very legit. He showed me how to clean the gun afterward, how to clean them. He was my fucking dog. Then the clouds finally.
What do you want out of it?
We're going in like fucking Marines, you understand me?
Welcome to church, motherfucker.